Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I am Ayotunde Balogun. Coming up on the program, ASUU fails to show up for meeting with the federal government. Court fails to deliver judgment on Evans' fundamental rights suit. And Lagos holds second MSMEs fair for locally made goods. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, has turned down the invitation by the federal government to resolve the two-week-old industrial action by the university lecturers. Union members shunned the meeting called by the Minister of Labour and Employment today, citing the failure of the federal government to respond to the lecturers' proposals. ASUU declared an indefinite strike 2 weeks ago, also alleging failure on the part of the government to implement agreements reached with the union back in 2009. The meeting was called by the Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, following the failure of ASUU to get back to the federal government after both parties had met on August the 17th this year. A decision of the ongoing strike will be announced within a week after further consultations with various chapters of the union. A last-minute effort by the Benue State government to avert the September 1 ultimatum issued by the organized labor to embark on an indefinite strike has ended in a stalemate. Leaders of the union insist that its members cannot be owed salary arrears for over 5 months. The meeting between the two parties was held behind closed doors for over 2 hours. The Benue State governor, Mr. Samuel Ortom, hopes that the workers will still listen to the voice of reason and uphold the existing understanding between labor and government. The state NLC chairman Godwin Anya believes that the Congress, or the union's Congress scheduled for tomorrow, will give the final decision in view of government's appeal.
I have appealed to them, and they too, they have listened to me passionately and told me they are going back to their Congress and then to give me a feedback. I think we are better off. It is said that half a loaf is better than none. What we've been doing in view of the paucity of funds is that every 2 months, an average worker in Benue State receives 1 month full salary. I think this is what we should continue. It is said that half a loaf is better than none. And this is what we've been trying to do so as to cushion the effect, pending when things will improve.
The governor has appealed that we should not proceed on strike. We should continue to work as friends, partners in progress. We have been mandated by our members to attend this meeting that has been summoned by His Excellency. We are going back to convey the same appeal to our members. If they say we should accept the appeal, we are going to accept the appeal. If they insist on going on the strike, we will allow them to go and strike.
All right, back to our lead story. We told you that the Academic Staff Union of Universities has turned down the invitation by the federal government to have a meeting with them concerning the 2-week-old industrial action called by the ASUU body. Now, joining us on the program is the National President of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, Professor Biodun Oguyemi. Professor Oguyemi, nice to have you on the program.
Thank you.
All right, let's... Yes, thank you so much once again. Now, what can you tell us concerning this latest development? What was responsible for the failure of the ASUU leadership to meet with the federal government at a meeting today?
Well, thank you very much. We didn't turn down the invitation. We explained the circumstances that will make it difficult for us to attend the meeting. Yesterday, as promised at our last meeting, we sent our reaction to the proposal by government. And we were told that government will meet on it today. So if we have that information that government will meet today, it is only when government finishes its own consideration of our reaction to its earlier proposal that we think there will be substantial issues to discuss. What we have observed over time is that attention is being shifted from the issue to the strike. So we think government should discuss the issues, come up with their reactions, map out the action plan for implementing the agreed position, as they did 2 weeks ago. And then we have something substantial to deal with.
So
that was the explanation we gave them.
So in essence, what you're saying is ASUU wants the federal government to actually take a look at the proposals or the demands by the national body to address some of those issues. And then once it's been able to identify all the issues, then they can sit with the ASUU hierarchy, the leadership. Is that what you're saying?
What they said was that they will implement some of our demands since 16th August. And we believe by now, some of these things should have been implemented. Some of the promises should have been implemented. And so when we want to go back to any meeting, we need to know how far government has gone and what they have in store and how to implement the outstanding issues. So these are the areas that we discussed. And we have sent our reaction on that. And the position in the letter we sent to them yesterday.
Now, I just want to ask you, is ASUU actually appreciating the fact that it might take perhaps a few days, to really look at all these issues presented by the union, that's ASUU, for the federal government before taking any concrete steps concerning its demands?
No, it will not take that long. It will not take that long because from our initial interaction with them, we know a section of the government is looking on our proposals today. And so with that, we believe some actions will actually be taken between now and Thursday. So that's why we don't entertain any fear about that. Going to any other meeting today will just mean doing what you can call press show. And we don't want any press show that will take away the focus of the issues.
All right. Now, is there any end in sight, to this ongoing industrial action? Because the students are the ones who are feeling the pinch right about now. They really want to get back to their academic activities. Is there any end in sight?
Yes, the end is in sight. The initial proposal given to us by government complete within 2 weeks. So, and tomorrow or so, it will be 2 weeks. So, if we go to any meeting today, since we contacted them yesterday, and we found that nothing much has been done, if we need to stay up today and tomorrow to act what's in place. And that is when we can talk.
All right. Many thanks for joining us on the program, Professor Biodun Oguyemi, the National President of the Academic Staff Union of Universities. We thank you for your time. Moving on now, the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has failed to deliver judgment in the 300 million naira fundamental rights enforcement suit brought by the suspected kidnapper Chukwudumeme Onwuamadike, also known as Evans, against the Nigerian police. This follows the claim by the police that the Inspector General of Police and the Nigerian police had not been a party to the proceedings, and the court couldn't go ahead with the judgment without hearing from both parties. The police counsel, David Igbodo, also told the court that the counsel to Evans, Olukoya Ogunbeje, had failed to serve the court documents personally on the two respondents. He also claimed that one Henry Obaze, who represented both respondents in court at the last date, had no authorization to do so. The presiding justice, Abdulaziz Anka, has adjourned the case till September the 5th. Mr. Onwuamadike filed the suit claiming 300 million naira to enforce his right to freedom against the Nigerian police. We go on the break, and when we come back, it's off to Enugu State, where the state government has embarked on an empowerment scheme for traders. Join us again.